As a brain doctor, I'm shocked. This vitamin raises stroke risk overnight. If you're over 60, there's one tiny habit that could quietly raise your stroke risk while you sleep. No pain, no warning, just one morning, your arm won't move, your words don't come out, and your balance is gone. I've seen this happen far too many times, not from smoking or junk food, but from something people believe is protecting them, a common vitamin, taken the wrong way. As a brain doctor, I need you to know the truth because most seniors never see this coming until it's too late.
Vitamin D, the sunshine pill that can darken your brain overnight. You've heard it's good for your bones, your immune system, your mood. And that's true, in small, appropriate amounts. But here's what most people, especially those over 60, are never told. Too much vitamin D, especially taken at the wrong time, can quietly raise your risk of stroke while you sleep. Let me tell you about Mr. Raymond Ellis. He was 72, retired police officer, sharp, disciplined, took his supplements every morning like clockwork, including a 10,000 IU vitamin D capsule from his local pharmacy. He thought he was protecting his bones. What he didn't realize was that he was slowly building a storm inside his bloodstream. One morning, his wife found him on the bathroom floor, slurred speech, one side of his face drooping. He couldn't move his right arm. A stroke, sudden and severe. Blood tests revealed the real culprit. Excess vitamin D had caused dangerously high calcium levels. His arteries had stiffened, his blood pressure spiked in his sleep. Here's why this happens. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium. That's a good thing, until there's too much. When your blood has more calcium than it can handle, it starts depositing it in your arteries. Think of it like cement hardening inside your blood vessels, reducing flexibility and flow. And guess where that hardened plaque goes when things finally snap?
Straight to your brain. Now add dehydration, poor sleep, and aging arteries to the mix, and you've built a perfect recipe for a silent overnight stroke. The worst part? There are no warning signs. You feel fine until you're not. And here's the kicker. Many over-the-counter supplements contain 5,000, even 10,000 IU per dose. That's far more than most seniors actually need. In fact, just 2,000 IU can be too much if your body isn't deficient. So here's what I tell every patient. Always take vitamin D in the morning, never before bed. Get your blood levels checked regularly, especially if you take calcium, heart meds, or multiple supplements. And never assume more is better, because in this case, more can be dangerous. If you take vitamin D right now, check the bottle, know your dose. And if this made you pause, you're not alone.
Vitamin E, the heart helper that could bleed your brain. Most people think of vitamin E as a hero. It's marketed as a protector for your heart, your circulation, even your memory. And for decades, it's been added to multivitamins, brain boosters, and anti-aging formulas. But here's what the label never tells you. Vitamin E in high doses can increase your risk of bleeding inside your brain, especially if you're already taking heart or blood pressure medications. Let me tell you about Mrs. Evelyn Brooks. She was 81, a retired librarian from Ohio. Witty, independent, always had a book in hand, and never missed her daily medications. She had a mild heart valve issue and was prescribed warfarin, a common blood thinner. Her blood work? Stable. Her pressure? Monitored. Everything looked fine. Until the day she picked up a bottle of natural vitamin E she saw advertised in a senior magazine. The label promised circulation support and brain benefits. It contained 800 IU per capsule. She took one every day for 3 weeks. Then everything changed. She collapsed in her kitchen, confused, vomiting, holding her head in pain. A scan revealed a hemorrhagic stroke, a bleed inside the brain.
Not from trauma, not from blood pressure, but from a dangerous interaction between high-dose vitamin E and her prescription medication. Here's what you need to know. Vitamin E acts as a natural blood thinner. At high doses, it inhibits platelet aggregation, your body's ability to form clots. Now, if you're already taking medications like warfarin, aspirin, Plavix, or even certain fish oils, then add in high-dose vitamin E, your blood becomes too thin to clot properly. That means even a tiny vessel in your brain, a microscopic capillary, can burst under pressure. And when that happens, you lose more than just blood. You risk losing your speech, your mobility, your independence. And it happens fast. The recommended daily amount of vitamin E for older adults? Just 15 milligrams, which is about 22 IU. But walk down any supplement aisle and you'll see doses of 200 IU, 400 IU, even 1,000 IU per capsule, with no warning labels. It's no wonder people like Evelyn never saw it coming. She survived, but her life changed forever. She walks with a cane now. She struggles to recall short-term memories. And through tears, she told me something I'll never forget.
I thought I was helping my brain. I didn't know I was hurting it. And sadly, she's not alone. Many seniors assume if it's a vitamin, it must be safe. But not all vitamins are safe, especially when you mix them with prescription medications. So if you take anything for your heart, blood pressure, or cholesterol, check your labels, avoid high-dose vitamin E unless specifically prescribed, and talk to your doctor before adding supplements to your routine. Because what's meant to protect you should never put your brain in danger. Have you ever checked how much vitamin E is in your supplements? Type E in the comments if you've taken it before or know someone who has. You might be surprised just how common these high doses are and how rarely they're questioned. Let's open up this conversation because awareness could save someone's life.
Vitamin B6, the nerve booster that slowly destroys nerves. You've probably seen it on labels before. Brain health support, nerve repair, energy and focus formula. Vitamin B6 shows up in dozens of these so-called senior-friendly supplements. It's marketed as a mental sharpener, a nerve protector, a way to stay energized as you age. And in very small amounts, it truly is essential. But here's the danger no one talks about. Too much vitamin B6 can quietly damage your nerves. And over time, that damage can become permanent. Let me tell you about Mr. Harold Jenkins, a 76-year-old retired truck driver from Kansas. He came into my office complaining of strange symptoms: tingling in his feet, numb fingers, trouble keeping his balance, and a growing fear that he might be developing dementia. His wife said he was slower on his feet. He had stumbled twice in the bathroom. His grip felt weak. He thought it was just age catching up with him. But when we reviewed his supplements, the real cause became clear. Harold had been taking a popular nerve support formula for over a year, the kind heavily marketed to seniors. Each tablet contained 100 milligrams of vitamin B6. He was taking 2 per day.
That's 200 milligrams daily, over 10 times the safe upper limit for his age group. Now, here's where it gets dangerous. Vitamin B6 is water-soluble, but at high doses over time, it accumulates in the nervous system. It starts to damage the myelin sheath, the protective coating that surrounds your nerves, like insulation around an electrical wire. And when that sheath breaks down, signals misfire. That means tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, shaky hands, brain fog, even loss of coordination. It creeps in slowly, so most people think it's just arthritis or neuropathy or age, but it's not. It's B6 toxicity. And once the damage is done, recovery is slow and sometimes incomplete. Harold was lucky. We caught it early. We stopped the supplement. He regained some function, but he still uses a cane. He can't drive anymore. He told me something I'll never forget. "Doc, I just wanted to protect my brain. I didn't know I was poisoning it." Let's be clear. Your body only needs about 1.5 to 2 milligrams of B6 per day. Most seniors get enough from food like chicken, fish, bananas, or fortified grains. But many of the brain and energy pills sold online or in pharmacies contain 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams, even 200 milligrams per tablet. That's completely unnecessary and downright dangerous.
So here's what I recommend. Check the label on any supplement that says nerve, brain, or energy. Stay under 10 milligrams daily unless your doctor advises otherwise. And watch for creeping symptoms, numbness, tingling, unsteady balance. These could be early warning signs. Because the very thing you take to sharpen your brain shouldn't be the reason you start to lose control of it. Have you ever taken a supplement labeled for brain, nerve, or energy? Check the bottle, and if it includes vitamin B6, type B6 in the comments. You'd be surprised how many formulas quietly contain 10, 50, even 100 times the amount your body actually needs. Let's help each other stay informed, because awareness is your first line of protection. Now, if you thought nerve damage was bad enough, just wait until you hear what happens when a vitamin meant for vision and aging gracefully starts putting pressure on your brain itself. This next one is quiet, but it's powerful, and it's hiding in plain sight on a lot of bathroom shelves.
Vitamin A, the vision vitamin that can pressurize your brain. You've probably heard it before. Vitamin A is great for your eyes. It supports your skin, your immune system, even helps with aging. And that's not entirely wrong. But for older adults, especially those over 60, too much vitamin A can quietly raise the pressure inside your skull, enough to mimic a stroke, even without a clot or a bleed. Let me tell you about Miss Dorothy Simmons, a 79-year-old retired piano teacher from Oregon. She was sharp, independent, and proud of it. Still taught students out of her living room, took long walks, ate well. But she had one habit she thought was harmless. Every day, for nearly 5 years, she took a high-dose skin and eye supplement with 10,000 IU of vitamin A. She believed she was protecting her eyesight. What she didn't know was that she was slowly building pressure inside her brain. It started subtly, headaches that came and went. Then her vision blurred. One day, her words began to slur. Her daughter feared a stroke. But when we ran her scans, something strange showed up. No clot, no bleeding. Instead, Dorothy had elevated intracranial pressure, fluid pressing against her brain from the inside. Her veins were inflamed. Her spinal fluid was backed up.
The culprit? Vitamin A toxicity. Here's why it happens. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means your body stores it, mostly in the liver, unlike water-soluble vitamins like B or C that flush out easily. As we age, our liver slows down and the risk of accumulation increases. Excess vitamin A starts to affect the central nervous system. It disrupts spinal fluid regulation. It leads to a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, a false brain tumor. The symptoms mimic a stroke: headaches, blurred or double vision, dizziness, nausea, slurred speech, even permanent vision loss if left untreated. The danger? Most people, like Dorothy, don't connect the dots. She never missed a dose, never changed her routine. She told me, "I thought I was helping my body. I never imagined it could hurt my brain." And here's what makes this so tricky. Many multivitamins already include the entire daily limit for vitamin A, around 2,500 to 3,000 IUs. But when you add eye supplements, skin formulas, or anti-aging capsules on top of that, it's easy to double or triple the dose every single day without realizing it. So here's what I recommend. Check all your supplements, multivitamins, eye pills, skin support. Add up the total daily IU, not just per bottle, but across everything you take. If you're getting more than 3,000 IU, talk to your doctor, especially if you've had headaches or vision changes. And never assume more means better, because with vitamin A, More can mean danger. Dorothy is slowly recovering, but she now needs regular eye exams, pressure checks, and balance therapy. And she's not alone. If you're over 60, your body doesn't process fat-soluble vitamins the way it used to. Your margin for error shrinks, but your need for protection grows. So next time you reach for a vision booster, just ask, is this helping or slowly hurting me? Have you ever taken a supplement for your skin, eyes, or anti-aging support? Flip the bottle over, and if you see vitamin A on the label, type A in the comments. You may be taking more than your brain can safely handle without even knowing it. Let's help each other stay informed before the symptoms ever start. Vitamin B3, the heart-healthy vitamin that can hijack your blood pressure. If you've ever been told to take something natural for your cholesterol or heart health, there's a good chance you've come across niacin, also known as vitamin B3. It's often praised as a safe, over-the-counter way to lower cholesterol, improve circulation, and support heart health. It's even added to some energy drinks and fortified cereals. But here's what most people, especially seniors, are never told. In high doses, niacin can quietly cause dangerous swings in blood pressure and even trigger a stroke. Let me introduce you to Mr. Frank Miller, 82, a retired postman from Florida. He came to my clinic with a strange mix of symptoms. His face flushed every morning, he felt dizzy getting out of bed, his chest pounded then returned to normal. His wife thought it was anxiety, his son blamed his blood pressure meds, but no one thought to check his supplements. And there it was, right on his kitchen counter. A bottle labeled Heart and Circulation Support. Inside, 1,000 milligrams of niacin per dose. He was taking it twice a day. That's 2,000 milligrams daily, over 60 times more than most seniors actually need. Now, here's what happens when you take niacin in such high doses. First, it causes your blood vessels to expand rapidly, a process called vasodilation. That's why your skin may flush or feel warm after taking it. But what happens next is more dangerous.
Those same vessels suddenly constrict again, tightening like a rubber band snapping back. This yo-yo effect can spike your blood pressure, stress your heart, reduce blood flow to your brain, and trigger something called a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, also known as a mini-stroke. That's exactly what happened to Frank. He lost his speech for 2 minutes, then it returned. He brushed it off as a fluke until I showed him the connection. "Doc, I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't know I was gambling with my brain." And that's the real tragedy here. Most people assume if it's natural, it must be safe. But even natural vitamins in high doses can throw your entire cardiovascular system out of balance. And here's the twist. Even flush-free or extended-release niacin supplements can still cause sudden blood pressure changes, atrial fibrillation, liver strain, blood sugar imbalances. The safe upper limit for niacin in older adults is about 35 to 50 milligrams per day, and even that should be medically supervised. But many heart health supplements contain 250 milligrams, 500 milligrams, or 1,000 milligrams per tablet. And if you're already taking blood pressure medication, cholesterol drugs, or heart rhythm prescriptions, the risks multiply.
So here's what I tell my patients. Never take high-dose niacin unless prescribed by a doctor. Read every supplement label carefully, including natural ones. And if you've had flushing, dizziness, or pounding chest sensations, tell your doctor immediately. Because no supplement, no matter how natural, is worth the cost of your brain. Have you ever taken a supplement for heart health or cholesterol control without checking the dose? If you've used niacin before or think it might be in your cabinet, type B3 in the comments. You're not alone, and even smart habits can turn risky without the right information. Let's help each other double-check what's really in those bottles.
Recap metaphor: the overloaded fuse box. Think of your body like a house with a fuse box. Each vitamin you take is like flipping on a switch, lighting up your bones, your nerves, your heart, your brain. But what happens when you overload that system? The lights flicker, the wires heat up, and eventually, something blows.
Let's take a step back and remember what we've just uncovered. Vitamin D, great for bones, until it stiffens your arteries and raises calcium too high, setting the stage for a silent stroke overnight. Vitamin E, a heart helper that turns dangerous when combined with blood thinners, thinning your blood too much and risking a deadly brain bleed. Vitamin B6, a nerve booster that, in high doses, strips the insulation from your nerves, slowly causing numbness, weakness, and cognitive decline. Vitamin A, a vision protector that builds up in your brain like pressure in a pipe, leading to blurred vision, dizziness, and symptoms that mimic a stroke. Niacin, vitamin B3, a heart supplement that triggers roller coaster blood pressure spikes, silently increasing your risk of heart stress and mini strokes. Each of these vitamins has a role, but without balance and awareness, they stop helping and start hurting. That's why pills alone aren't the answer. Your body at 60, 70, or 80 doesn't process them like it used to. You need something smarter, gentler, safer, and nature already has the answer. Transition from pills to protection. By now, you might be wondering, if these vitamins can cause harm, what am I supposed to do instead? And that's a smart question. Because the truth is, your body was never designed to run on pills alone. It was built to thrive on something much more familiar: real food. Whole, nourishing, naturally balanced food that your brain recognizes, absorbs, and uses the way nature intended. Let me tell you about Mrs. Margaret Wilson, a 73-year-old retired school principal from Arizona. When I met her, she proudly showed me her drawer full of supplements: vitamin D for bones, vitamin E for circulation, B complex for energy, niacin for cholesterol, a multivitamin for insurance, and a few more for brain support. She told me, "I'm doing everything right, Doc," but she wasn't feeling right. Her blood pressure was creeping up, her mornings were foggy, she felt lightheaded standing from bed. Something didn't add up. So we did something radical. We cleared the drawer. One by one, we replaced those pills with food. No crash diets, no powders, no exotic superfoods. Just real meals at the right time with the right balance.
Here's what her breakfast looked like. 1 boiled egg for clean protein, half an avocado for brain-boosting fats, a slice of whole grain toast for slow, steady energy, a handful of blueberries for powerful antioxidants, a glass of room temperature water to hydrate the brain, and occasionally a few walnuts or almonds, rich in magnesium and vitamin E in its natural form. That's it. Within weeks, Margaret's brain fog lifted. Her blood pressure stabilized. She told me, "I feel clearer than I have in years." Because what your brain needs is hydration, healthy fats, consistent fuel, and micronutrients in their natural form, not megadoses. Balance. Coming up next, we'll break down the best foods for brain protection, including natural sources of the very vitamins we just discussed, but in the right form, in the right dose, and in the right combinations your body understands.
The top brain protective foods, nature's way to heal without harm. So if pills can backfire, where do you turn to protect your brain, your balance, and your independence? The answer isn't in a bottle, it's in your kitchen. Because your brain was never designed to run on megadoses of isolated nutrients. It was designed to thrive on whole foods, the kind that deliver vitamins, minerals, and fats in just the right amounts and in combinations your body understands. Let's walk through some of the most powerful, science-backed foods for brain protection, especially if you're over 60. No gimmicks, no trends, just real food that supports your circulation, memory, nerve health, and stroke resistance, naturally.
Top 7 brain protective foods for adults 60 plus. 1. Sweet potatoes. Supports stable energy, blood pressure, and natural vitamin A balance. A slow digesting carb rich in beta-carotene and potassium fuels your brain without spiking pressure. 2. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Supports circulation, memory, and stroke prevention. Loaded with folate, vitamin K, magnesium, and antioxidants, supports blood flow to the brain and reduces inflammation. 3. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, and mackerel. Supports brain cell protection, nerve signaling, and anti-inflammation. High in omega-3 fatty acids, DHA and EPA, are essential for maintaining cognitive function and reducing plaque buildup in arteries. 4. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. Supports memory, antioxidant protection, and vascular health. Packed with polyphenols and flavonoids, these reduce oxidative stress and protect the brain's small vessels from damage. 5. Nuts and seeds, walnuts, almonds, and pumpkin seeds. Supports natural vitamin E, nerve insulation, and heart-brain connection. Provide vitamin E, healthy fats, and magnesium, but in balanced, bioavailable forms your body actually needs. 6. Eggs. Supports choline production, memory formation, and muscle control. Egg yolks contain choline, a crucial nutrient for neurotransmitter function, plus B vitamins in safer amounts than supplements. 7. Dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa. Supports blood flow, mental alertness, and mood balance. In moderation, dark chocolate is rich in flavonols that improve blood flow to the brain, lower pressure, and reduce stress hormones.
Food number 1. Sweet potatoes, the endurance fuel your brain and legs crave. Ever feel foggy halfway through the day? Or like your legs get weak just walking to the kitchen? That might not be a lack of willpower. It could be your brain running on the wrong kind of fuel. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, potassium, and beta-carotene, a natural precursor to vitamin A. But here's the key. In food form, beta-carotene doesn't cause toxicity the way synthetic vitamin A supplements do. Your body converts only what it needs. Plus, sweet potatoes help stabilize blood sugar, keeping your brain energized, focused, and stable all day. And for seniors worried about pressure buildup in the brain, sweet potatoes also deliver potassium to regulate blood pressure, fiber to support gut-brain communication, and slow-releasing carbs for consistent mental stamina. A half cup a day is enough. Roasted, mashed, baked, or in soups, it's one of the safest, most brain-supportive carbs you can eat.
Food number 2. Leafy greens, the natural blood flow boost your brain desperately needs. If there's one food group nearly every brain loves, it's leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, arugula, even humble romaine. These aren't just salad fillers, they're circulation powerhouses. Packed with folate, magnesium, and vitamin K, leafy greens support healthy blood vessels, stable pressure, and strong neural communication. Why does this matter? Because the older we get, the more our arteries stiffen and our tiny brain vessels become vulnerable. Vitamin K found in greens helps regulate calcium buildup, the same process that vitamin D supplements can worsen when taken in excess. Magnesium helps relax vessel walls, improving oxygen flow and reducing stroke risk. And folate lowers homocysteine,
a compound linked to cognitive decline and poor circulation. Let me put it simply. A daily serving of greens can soften your arteries, fuel your brain, and protect your independence. I've had patients who swapped their multivitamin for a cup of steamed greens and noticed better focus, less dizziness, and even improved mobility in just weeks. Nature doesn't guess the dose. It gives you what you need without tipping the scale too far.
Food number 3, fatty fish, the brain's natural armor against stroke and decline. Salmon, sardines, mackerel. These aren't just heart foods, they're brain defenders. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA and EPA, critical for repairing brain cells, reducing inflammation, and keeping blood vessels flexible. Why does that matter? Because stiff arteries don't just raise your blood pressure, they reduce oxygen to your brain, increasing your risk of stroke and memory loss. Omega-3s act like lubricant for your brain's wiring system, helping your neurons fire smoothly, your thoughts stay clear, and your balance remain steady. Studies show seniors who eat fatty fish just twice a week have better memory, lower inflammation, and a sharper sense of focus. No pills, no overload, just real food doing what your brain was built to absorb. Grilled, baked, or canned, this is one of the simplest ways to strengthen your mind from the inside out.
Quick recap. Foods that defend your brain, naturally. So far, we've uncovered 3 powerful foods that give your brain exactly what it needs, in the form it understands best. Sweet potatoes, your brain's steady fuel tank. Loaded with potassium and slow carbs to stabilize blood pressure and prevent energy crashes that lead to brain fog. Leafy greens, like lubricant for your arteries. They help soften blood vessels, reduce stroke risk, and clear the path for oxygen to flow freely to your brain. Fatty fish, your brain's anti-rust coating. Omega-3s protect your neurons, fight inflammation, and keep your memory circuits firing clean and strong. Each one is simple. Each one is natural. And together, they lay the foundation for stronger memory, better balance, and long-term brain health.
Food number 4, berries, tiny fruits with big brain protection. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries. These colorful fruits aren't just sweet, they're brain shields. Berries are packed with polyphenols, especially anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 silent drivers behind memory loss and small vessel disease in the brain. What does that mean for you? It means better circulation to your brain, sharper memory recall, and protection from the kind of slow, silent damage that builds up over time. In fact, studies show that seniors who eat just 2 or more servings of berries per week experience slower cognitive decline by as much as 2.5 years. Toss them into oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or enjoy them plain. They're one of the safest, easiest ways to nourish your brain without risk. Because when it comes to brain health, the smaller the fruit, the bigger the impact. Food number 5, nuts and seeds. Nature's brain capsules in every handful. Walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. These small bites carry massive brain benefits. Nuts and seeds are rich in vitamin E, magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats, nutrients that support nerve insulation, mood balance, and circulatory health. Unlike synthetic supplements, the vitamin E in nuts is bioavailable and balanced, helping protect your brain cells without thinning your blood dangerously. Magnesium supports neurotransmitter function and helps regulate blood pressure, especially during stress. And walnuts? They're packed with ALA, a plant-based omega-3 linked to better memory and sharper thinking. A small handful a day is all it takes. Sprinkle them on salads, add them to yogurt, or enjoy them as a snack. Because these aren't just snacks, they're brain insurance in a natural shell. Simple, portable, powerful. Do you keep any nuts or seeds in your pantry? If so, type nuts in the comments. You might already have one of the most powerful brain foods sitting in your kitchen. No pills required. Let's see how many of us are already making this smart snack a daily habit.
Food number 6, eggs. Small, simple, and surprisingly powerful for muscle, mobility, and control. You don't need exotic superfoods to stay strong. Sometimes the answer is already in your fridge. Eggs are one of the most complete natural sources of choline, a nutrient essential for building acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that controls memory, movement, and muscle function. And while many brain supplements claim to boost cognition, few can match the simple impact of one whole egg. Choline helps sharpen recall, support coordination, and reduce inflammation in the aging brain. Eggs also provide B vitamins, healthy fats, and a modest amount of natural vitamin D, all in a perfectly packaged, digestible form your body knows how to use. Scrambled, boiled, or poached, just one egg a day can help support brain-to-body communication and prevent the gradual loss of control that sneaks up with age. Because strength starts in the brain, and eggs help keep that connection strong.
Food number 7, dark chocolate, the sweet treat that opens up blood flow to your brain. Yes, chocolate made the list, but not just any chocolate. Dark chocolate, with at least 70% cocoa, is rich in flavonols, natural plant compounds that support blood vessel flexibility, oxygen delivery, and even mood regulation. These flavonols help increase nitric oxide, which widens blood vessels and improves circulation to the brain, especially critical as we age and vessels become less responsive. Even better, studies show moderate intake of dark chocolate can enhance working memory, reduce mental fatigue, and even lower stress hormones. Just one small square, about 1 ounce, a few times a week is enough to deliver real benefits without the sugar crash. So if you're craving something sweet, this is one indulgence your brain might actually thank you for, because not all treats are guilty. Some are therapeutic. Don't just eat for fuel, eat for control.
Now you've seen it. 7 simple foods, each one backed by science. Each one capable of defending your brain in ways that pills never could. But here's the part most people still miss. It's not just what you eat, it's how and what you pair it with that determines how well your brain responds. Because one wrong habit, even a healthy one, done at the wrong time, could undo everything. In the next video, we'll show you exactly how to time your meals, balance your plate, and train your brain to absorb nutrients better, morning to night. Because aging is inevitable, but decline? That's negotiable. Which of these 7 brain-protective foods do you already eat? And which one will you start adding tomorrow? Type your answer in the comments. Even just one small change could make a big difference. And you never know, your comment might inspire someone else to take their first step too.